Local Land Services and MidCoast Council have been working together on oyster reef restoration in Wallis Lake for a few years now. Oyster reefs are really great habitat. They're really important for fish, but they're also really good for water quality, which is great for the whole system. They're good at stabilising shorelines, and their connections with other habitats is really important. We're really looking for key stakeholders like the fishing industry, the oyster industry, the Aboriginal community and any other users of the lake to get on board with us and help us design our restoration program. You know, tell us if there's any spots where restoration projects would get in the way of their activities, or if there are other spots where they'd really like to have reefs so we can get the best outcomes that the community supports.
My name is Robert Jadica. I grew up just around this area where we are filming this here now. It's just across the road there, and this area that we're in now has changed that much. I've got a lot of heritage sites around these islands, and you can see from the early days that the food that was brought up onto the island cooked. Like you got your mussels and oysters and fish, and they're all part of the growing up through this reef system, you know.
Yeah. We started out as a professional fisherman, but we soon became oyster farmers, and we've been doing that now for 3 generations. So over time you get to know your river, know your environment, and get involved in people that are actually involved in what you do on a daily basis. And part of that engagement has led to my involvement in things like oyster reefs, in particular in the Walamba River for bank stabilisation, erosion issues. Oyster reefs can, when they're established, play an important role in long-term habitat opportunities for fish, which then leads on to benefits for us in the lower estuary where we farm our oysters. Water quality is important to us, and also it's important to us to see other stakeholders in the community a part of it.
We've developed some really great research partnerships, and that's really helping us plan our restoration projects going forwards. One of the main pieces of research that we've been involved with, which has been really exciting, has been some work we did with Ben Gilby from the University of Sunshine Coast. And Ben's team did a lot of video work and really drew on a lot of work they've done in other parts of Australia and demonstrated just how important the connectivity with other habitats was, and gave us a model and a map of where the best sites for restoration will be going forward. One of the things we're looking at in terms of where we position the reefs is to make sure that they're close by to seagrasses, mangroves, other oyster reefs, and that way the fish can move between the different habitats, and that's really important.
It's become obvious that, that more of that type of infrastructure in the port will assist in maintaining what's important for our industries and other industries in the estuary, as well as recreational reasons.
Yeah, well, it'd be a good idea to know where these sort of things are. I'd like the whole community to have input into it, and that sort of information would come up at a meeting, but I'm pretty sure that they agree with what these reefs are all about.
Jointly we might come up with a good outcome that benefits everybody. So we'd like to be involved in that process, and that's why we'd encourage everybody to get involved in this. Everyone will get a spin-off benefit from these oyster reefs, so it's important to have a say where you would think they would be well placed in the port.
We're hoping we can get as many different people involved in our restoration projects as possible. There's some really active roles that people can play in terms of monitoring and research, advocacy and communication within the community, and getting involved on ground and projects, getting wet, getting dirty, and helping us move oysters around, plant mangroves. So we're really hoping people want to get actively involved.
We're looking for input from everybody to make sure that everybody's comfortable with where they end up when they end up there, and they've had a say in it or the opportunity to have a say in it, so they understand what's happening.